Every day, millions of Americans drive past car washes without thinking twice. You pull in, pay a few dollars, drive through the tunnel, and a few minutes later your car is clean. It looks simple, but behind those spinning brushes, high-pressure jets, pumps, chemicals, membership plans, and payment machines is a surprisingly complicated business. So how much money can a car wash actually make? And what does it really cost to own one? Today, we're going to build a modern American Express car wash from the ground up and follow the money from the first dollar invested to the final dollar of potential profit. First, we need to understand what we're actually buying. A car wash isn't just one type of business. There are self-service washes where customers operate the equipment themselves. There are automatic in-bay washes, which are often found at gas stations. There are full-service washes where employees do much of the work. And then there is the model that has become increasingly popular across America, the Express Exterior Tunnel. This is the business model we'll focus on. You drive onto a conveyor, the machine moves your vehicle through a tunnel. Different pieces of equipment spray water, apply chemicals, clean the vehicle, rinse it, and dry it. You then drive out, often into an area with free vacuums and other cleaning equipment. The customer may be inside the property for only a few minutes, but the business is designed to process hundreds of vehicles over the course of a day. And that is the first secret of the economics. A car wash doesn't need every customer to spend hundreds of dollars. It needs a large number of customers spending relatively small amounts of money over and over again. The U.S. Census Bureau counted 19,807 employer establishments classified as car washes in 2023. The traditional car wash business was based heavily on individual transactions. You show up, you pay, you wash, you leave. Modern express washes increasingly want something different. They want you to become a member. Instead of paying every time you visit, you might pay around $30 a month for unlimited washes. And from the owner's perspective, that changes everything. Imagine you have 2,000 active members. At an illustrative average of $30 per month, those members generate about $60,000 every month before you even count individual retail customers. That's $720,000 a year from recurring membership revenue, and the customer doesn't have to visit the wash every week for the owner to collect the monthly payment. That recurring revenue is one of the reasons investors and operators became so interested in express car washes. But before a car wash can collect its first membership payment, someone has to build the thing, and that's where the economics become much more serious. Because owning a modern express car wash isn't simply a matter of buying a pressure washer and renting a small building. You need land. You need access. You need drainage. You need water and sewer connections. You need electricity. You need construction. You need a tunnel. You need pumps, conveyors, dryers, payment systems, and dozens of other components. And depending on the location and design, the investment can reach several $million. So the first question for our hypothetical owner is simple. Where does the first $5 million go? That's where the real economics of the car wash begin. Let's say you've decided to build a modern express car wash in the United States. You have a good location in a growing suburban market. There is plenty of traffic, thousands of nearby households, and not too many competing washes. Now comes the difficult part. You need capital. For this example, let's assume the total project requires approximately $5 million. That number isn't a universal price. A car wash can cost dramatically less or more depending on whether you're buying an existing facility. First is the land. Let's allocate $1.2 million to the property. That might sound enormous, but location is everything in this business. A car wash needs visibility. It needs convenient entrances and exits. It needs traffic. And ideally, customers shouldn't have to make a complicated turn just to reach it. A cheap piece of land hidden behind other businesses might be far less valuable to a car wash than an expensive corner with thousands of passing vehicles every day. The second major expense is construction and site development. Let's allocate another $1.3 million. This can include the building, concrete, paving, drainage, utility connections, site work, and other construction expenses. And this is where the dream of opening a car wash starts becoming very different from the image people have in their heads. You aren't just building a building. You're building infrastructure specifically designed to move vehicles, water, and people through the property efficiently. Then comes the equipment. Let's put approximately $1.5 million into our hypothetical equipment and technology package. That includes the conveyor system, wash equipment, pumps, dryers, chemical systems, payment technology, vacuums, and other machinery. A modern tunnel can contain a surprising amount of equipment. The tunnel itself is essentially a production line. Instead of producing a physical product like a factory, it produces a service. The raw material is a dirty vehicle. The output is a clean vehicle. And the faster that production line can safely process vehicles, the more revenue the property can potentially generate. Then we have professional fees, permits, engineering, design, legal costs, technology setup, signage, pre-opening marketing, and contingency expenses. Let's allocate roughly $500,000 to these costs. Finally, you need working capital. This is money that keeps the business alive while it is getting established. Because your first month won't necessarily look like your third year. You may have payroll before you have a large customer base. You may have utility bills before memberships become significant. You may need advertising. You may have equipment repairs. You may have unexpected construction costs. So let's reserve another $500,000. That brings our hypothetical investment to approximately $5 million. And there's something important here. You don't necessarily need to personally have $5 million sitting in your bank account. Business owners can use combinations of equity, commercial loans, real estate financing, equipment financing, and other forms of capital. But borrowed money isn't free. Debt creates another monthly expense. And this is one of the biggest differences between revenue and profit. A car wash can generate $1 million in revenue and still leave its owner with far less than that. The business first has to pay everyone and everything required to keep the operation running. Employees, utilities, chemicals, maintenance, insurance, marketing, property costs, software, taxes, debt, and eventually the equipment itself will need to be repaired or replaced. This is why simply asking, "How much does a car wash make?" doesn't tell us very much. We need to know how much it costs to generate that revenue. And that brings us to the most important part of the business, getting cars through the tunnel. Because a $5 million car wash sitting empty is just a very expensive building.